just brought that back up on deck. So hopefully we'll be able to check out that data. I wonder if they'll be pulling that data here tonight and reviewing that.
Probably not.
Probably send that back to some offshore folks.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably very dense data, and so we're probably going to be holding it in physical format until we get back to shore. It was an autonomous instrument, so it's still in the memory of the device. We have to extract it, and eventually it will be available online on Ocean Networks Canada's website.
Oh, yeah.
But for now, we have to get back to shore first, so.
And you can always get to that data on Ocean Networks Canada website through the link that's currently on our homepage. We always have the link to Ocean Networks Canada site. Every single thing, well, not every single thing, but a lot of the work that we're doing, that data is recorded on their website. So if you are interested in that type of information, you can always head over to Ocean Networks Canada and review that data yourself. And milk before cereal or cereal before milk? Well, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask that question because I like soggy cereal. So as long as it stays in there for at least 5 minutes and gets nice and moist, that's my preferred cereal of choice. But that's me. I'm a weirdo like that. Pin pulls or cable cuts with bread knives. I like our cable cut with bread knives. We've been doing some pretty interesting knife work below tech here at the ROVs. I'm a fan of our knife work, especially when we're not breaking them. Ooh, have I watched the Luca movie? I have not watched the Luca movie. I've heard about the Luca movie. That's on my list. I'm going to be doing a lot of movie watching when I get back to shore. It's on my list as well, too. Binge out on some movies. We always get lots of food questions here on the chat. We have amazing food on this research vessel. We get fed, obviously, our breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This evening, we had calamari, we had salmon, we had rice, we had chicken and stew and broth. We have all sorts of salads, bread. We get fed pretty well here on a regular basis. That's why we have a gym here, so we can work that all out when we can. In terms of sleeping, you will notice that at different intervals we rotate shifts. Some folks here are working 12-hour shifts. Some are working 4-hour shifts. Some are doing 8-hour shifts. some are on call at all times of the day and night. So we get rest when we can. Those that are on pretty set shifts, we usually try to rest when we are not working. So if that happens to be during the daytime, depending on your shift schedule, then it's during the day. If not, might get rest during the night. And some of us have been up a little bit more than others, but we do manage our best to get some sleep when we can, depending on our work schedules.
And some people wake up just when it's crepe day.
Yeah, exactly. But technically, almost every day is crepe day because there's always leftover crepes somewhere.
I don't know about that.
I find leftover crepes quite a bit.
Wait,
Did you
wait,
crepes? Crepes?
wait. Hold the phone.
You got her attention.
Did you say every day was crepe day?
There are crepes I see
'Cause
crepes
I
all the
don't want to
time.
be the one to tell you, but I will. It's every other day is crepe day.
If every day was crepe day,
I'd be up every day.
Be up every day.
I only wake up on the crepe days. Every other day. So today was crepe
then
day. Tomorrow's pancake
Aren't
day.
there other treats wrapped up in crepes on the other days?
Yeah, but that I would hardly call that a crepe day.
what kind of things get wrapped up in the crepes?
Lentils.
Yep. Lentils,
Potatoes.
cabbage and onions and things of that nature. Sometimes
Cabbage and
there's
onions in the
meat.
crepes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
at lunchtime.
Oh yeah, the cabbage rolls.
Yeah, at lunchtime you've seen them. They're
Yep.
like they look like little burritos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah,
That's
But
a
they're
crepe?
cabbage rolls.
It's a crepe in a new life.
Oh.
Got a new job.
I don't like that.
No.
Well, can't please them all.
No, that's not, crepes shouldn't take that form.
Well, they keep their form. They just get a filling.
Yeah, they shouldn't be changed into that form.
In any event, 2 days from now will be crepe day. But look at lunch tomorrow, but you'll see some crepes you didn't expect to see. You'll be
All
like,
the crepes that Kylie didn't eat.
Yeah, basically. I overdid it today. Almost put myself out.
Ooh, as far as the greatest depth that we'll be reaching on this expedition with our ROVs, I don't know, that's a good question. I think the farthest that I've seen so far that we've gone has been about 2,400, 2,500 meters on this expedition. I don't know if we've gone deeper than that, possibly. Maybe on a dive that I wasn't on.
Yeah, I don't know what our deepest site is for this expedition.
But yeah, for this expedition, yeah, we've gone up to about 2,500 meters. Not sure if we're going to go deeper than that in any of the other areas that we still have left to browse through. But that's been, our average has been around, 2,200, 2,100 meters at most locations. But
Should speed up
Hercules
again.
ROV itself is rated to go up to a depth of 4,000 meters. And Argus itself is rated to go to a depth of 6,000 meters. And on other missions, when we're at deeper locations where Nautilus is exploring, there is a possibility of getting those ROVs down to those depths. But on this mission, where we're currently doing our expedition, not that deep. Ooh, I just turned on the Bluetooth. I didn't know there was tunes going on. Thank you, Ed. Mm.
Did we do a video transect on the ascent this time?
Nope.
Okay. I was just curious.
Question. Ooh, actually, I know this question. I know this question's been asked, but the origin of Hercules and Argus, his name. I know they're both Greek mythology, but what's the Greek mythology relationship of Argus to Hercules?
That's a great question. I don't know. I have no answer for that.
I know someone's asked this before or answered. Anybody know or familiar with the?
I thought Argus was like Zeus's son? Somebody's son? Argus is somebody's son.
I don't know. I think, but I don't know what their relationship is. But doesn't Argus have the Argus? Doesn't that have some all-seeing aspect to it?
Yeah, I think Argus is some creature that's covered in like 100 eyeballs or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yep, I'm looking at pictures and it's real unsettling.
Yeah,
The
very,
many eye-
very eyeball-y.
Yeah,
It's like if you have that fear of a bunch of holes, whatever
Yeah.
that, don't look at this.
Argus is a many-eyed giant in Greek mythology.
Okay. So that makes sense then. So we have.
The figure is known for having generated the saying, the eyes of Argus, as in to be followed by the eyes of Argus or trailed by them or watched by them.
Which is very fitting between Hercules and Argus, because Argus is the watchful eye above Hercules.
Britannica.
Ugh.
Argus panoptes.
All these images, though. Ugh.
Oh yeah, if you have a trypophobia, which I don't want to look at those images.
Don't look at them.
For those that don't know about trypophobia, it's the fear of holes or irregular patterns. It's a very, very, very real fear, actually. I've come across quite a few people who have trypophobia.
Argus's eyes were transferred by Hera to the tail of the peacock.
Tell us more Greek mythology.
That's all I got.
Greek mythology is really interesting when you start getting into all the little details of different gods and relationships. It's pretty extensive.
What were you going to ask for, Mike? Were you going to ask for something? I said, were you going to ask for something? Like a gauge checker? You looked over like you wanted something.
Ooh. Given the extreme conditions the ROVs operate, how often are they overhauled or rebuilt with new parts?
All the
That's a
time.
good question.
All the time.
Callie, yeah, you could speak on that because you deal with the ROVs firsthand every single day.
Yeah,
They're getting constantly replaced and kind of, well, not necessarily always being replaced, but every time they come out the water, we're taking a look at parts, replacing certain things, fixing things.
we do a lot of preventative maintenance, like that's what post-dives and pre-dives are for. And then as things need to be replaced, they get replaced, and sometimes it's because they failed, or sometimes it's a preemptive. You see it trending towards, like it's not behaving right as it ought to, and then you fix it, or you replace it, or you troubleshoot it, or you, I mean, there's not been big design overhaul changes.
Mm-hmm.
Argus got a lot of its bottle rebuilt over the winter. So it's like electronics, but I don't think they changed a whole lot. I think they rebuilt it.
Uh-huh.
And then I think Hercules in the next few years will eventually be like superseded by another vehicle down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, and depending on which dives that we're going on, depending on what we need, we could always add on accessories or add on
Yeah.
different things to sample different locations.
Yeah, integrate different instruments that scientists bring on, or our own equipment that may not be needed for some things and is for others. For this particular dive, we just used Keely's witch's hat, which is integrated into our electronics. We power it with the ship's power that goes through the vehicle. So it's integrated into our junction boxes, and then we can pull it back out whenever they're ready to go home.
Yeah. Is there any part of the ROV that's most commonly worn out, like something that we pretty regularly have to fix or look at?
I don't know, Michael, what do you think?
Oh, there we go. Regular wear and tear for ROVs. Things last pretty well, but for the hydraulic side of it, valves will go over time. The hydraulic pump will go over time. That's kind of a given. Yeah, and then I guess there's some seals on things that are moving a lot. Like there's some arm seals that will fail over time, like we know they're going to fail. But for the most part, things are really reliable.
Anodes get replaced regularly.
Yeah, that's right.
How often do they
is
get
wear and tear,
replaced?
is the most wear and tear part, I guess. You're right, yeah.
How often do those get replaced?
We just replaced all of them.
Anodes?
Yeah.
It depends. You just visually look at it. You can see how much of it has gone off, but I don't know. They don't all seem to go at once either. So
Yeah,
we're like steadily just replacing one or two at a time as we see that they're corroded away. I would say like, I don't know, a half a dozen. We use these ones that are like about a 1 inch diameter by 1.5 inch little like discs or pucks. Probably goes through a half a dozen of those a year, maybe 6 to 10 a year.
So we are currently at 661 meters. We are working our way back up to deck after a dive here at the Endeavour Field location. We've been pretty much here on the seafloor all day long. I started the dive off yesterday when we first set it out, and performing a number of tasks here on the seafloor, setting up equipment, deploying and also retrieving our DAL, our Deep Acoustic Lander, which was recording sound at the hydrothermal vent locations. We set up a camera, we connected and disconnected a bunch of equipment, relocated some instruments. We took some samples at the plumes, got our gas tight samples as well too. Took some biological samples, which we'll be retrieving once they come back up. I think we took some samples of anemones and sea sponges.
Just anemones.
Just anemones?
Not even. Just mushroom corals.
Mushroom corals.
not even anemones. Mushroom corals. Corals that look like anemones.
Some mushroom corals. We'll be reviewing those as well too.
Some
Get
rocks.
a better understanding about chemical makeup and chemical changes in different organisms that live in hydrothermal vents and where they're sourcing their energy from. It's going to tell us a lot by retrieving some of those samples. So a lot of cool studies to come from some of the things we're bringing back up from Hercules.
Whoa.
Jellies.
Cool.
Are front lights currently on the ROV?
Or what lights?
Are the front lights currently on?
The one on the, you mean the ones on the A-frame?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, on Hercules.
Our front lights? Yeah.
Mm.
So I thought you said floodlights.
No.
That's why I didn't, I thought you meant the A-frame. Because they're bright out there.
Okay. I couldn't tell if it seemed a little, front visual seemed a little
You see
different.
the shadow kind of in the middle of the screen?
Yeah, I'm looking at
The bright spots are from the
yeah.
lights.
It just looked a little different than blue
Mm.
water before.
Fun fact, we have like a couple different matrices of lights in the front. So you have upper, mid, and down lights all on the front brow bar. So you can alter your lighting.
Mm.
We have,
How do they look different when you interchange them? Can you do that?
Mike, do you mind if I do that?
No, go ahead.
So upper and mid are on now.
Okay, upper mid lights. Okay.
That's mid off, that's only upper.
Mid off and just the upper?
Yep.
Okay.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. Okay.
That's just the mid.
Okay.
And then that's just the down lights.
Just the
Oh.
down lights.
So
Ooh.
then all the
Ooh. And then that's all the
that's
lights.
all of them. And then what we were doing was we did not have the down lights on. We had just upper and mid.
Oh.
And
The
then,
down lights and the porch light are more for when we're working right in front of the sub, like picking around on the porch and stuff.
mhm.
Uh-huh. The downlight view kind of seemed interesting here on our way up. That we wouldn't be able to see any other organisms that came front-wise, or at least, well, some of them.
Oh wait, I forgot. We have the lasers.
And the lasers, pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew.
We have a aft light and a starboard and port light. So we can check our tether and we illuminate that. And then our Niskin rack, which is on our port side, and then our the starboard bio box.
Mm-hmm.
Argus has 5 lights on it. It has 3 like main working lights, like big Cathex LEDs. Are they LEDs? LEDs?
Yeah.
And then like 2 utility lights, one to look at the gauges and then one to look down.
Yeah.
But they're little by comparison. Oh, and one to look out the butt too. So 6 lights.
Ooh, 6 of them.
It's been doing that.
I just did it just go to sleep or did it die?
It did it before, it took him, and then I don't think he did anything, it just came back. Might be,
There it is. That's the other one.
it's dead, Jim. Maybe the KVM
Needs to be reset.
quit. Yeah.
I don't.
No, but it's not over there in the rack, is it? It's down in the...
I don't know.
I don't think it's over there. It'd be worth checking, but I'm pretty sure that's just the ROV computers, sonar, and engineering.
Give him a second.
No,
Oh.
but Tim was up and about, so
Maybe
somewhere.
lounge? Try lounge? No, they would have answered if they were in the lounge.
worth a shot.
Ooh, Kylie,
I don't think they got
one of our viewers asks or says thank you for the information on the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have to go
They
get
want
him?
to know, do we Do we ever add on any additional light bars or install any other lights for specific dives?
I don't think so. Lights are kind of like a regular standard thing. We do tend to add cameras. But I've been thinking about like a project to work on while I'm in school for like mobile lighting that has its own power supply.
Uh-huh.
For, you know how we've been looking at these the certain vents that have like the pool of water under the flanges.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not getting a great visual of them because we can't light them and see them with the camera at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about like just some little hobby project to kind of like see if I could make a little mobile lighting thing for deep water.
Oh, just some little hobby project where I'm just going to make some high-tech device that's going to enable us to be able to see.
Because I'm sure it exists
just a little
as
little
a thing
side
you could
hobby.
purchase, right, or whatever. But I'd like to, and I don't even know what the application is outside of this like one particular. Oh, we need a upward facing, you know, light from below, except for this. But I think it'd be fun considering what my interests are.
Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty amazing. I think you need to develop that, and you need to get a patent and
come out here and try it, right?
And
like,
actually,
you know, offer it to people like ONC and say, oh, you know, here's some thing I'm tinkering with.
Yeah.
It's not going to mess up. If it blows up, if it doesn't work at depth, it's not going to affect your equipment. You want to try it, you know? And then if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
yeah. That could be the next leading tech for ROV devices.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me know when I can invest in that.
Okay. I'll give you a call. I'll let you know.
Oh, is Tim on the case?
Guys, I got him.
Thank you, Ashley.
It was in your power all along. He was on back deck.
Oh.
I could have called.
You just step out onto the deck and call down. Hello.
I tried. It was too quiet.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I could have moved the thing.
So the thing is in there?
I guess so.
Ooh. One of our viewers is actually interested in that work that you're planning on as your hobby, and asking would that involve adding some parts on longer weather devices, or let's see, I'm not sure if it's weird the way they wrote it out here, but
what kind of device?
I think this is in reference to your side project that you want to do for the self-contained lights. I'm not sure exactly what they're asking you. They may, if that was you here on the chat asking you a question, you send me another reword specifically on your question there.
Can you watch my Delta for a second?
Yep.
The question is, so will that be like a secondary done with some lights on it, or adding some parts on the longer weather? Not exactly sure that.
Yay!
Yay.
Thanks, Tim.
Yay, Tim.
Yay, Tim! Woo-hoo! Ooh, actually, Kylie, so they actually clarified their question. They said, sorry, I meant either having sidekick small drones with lights or adding on a lighting device onto the longer tethers that you have for an area lighting.
I'm thinking just like a light in a pressure housing that has its own power supply inside, where you can just like pick it up like a ball or like a bar or whatever shape I'd find makes the most sense for a particular usage.
And it'll be in its own own separate
yeah.
housing that you could just carry it and
Just for deep sea. Yeah,
its own
and
separate
like
flashlight.
some version of diffused so that it's not like, yeah, exactly. But you know, it's a school project, yeah.
No. They appear to be ready-ish. Yep.
Jump through your hoops. George. Hardly. Yeah. Does anyone have the time that we left bottom? What is it? Ooh. UTC. Do I just subtract 4? Where are we? I don't remember. 5? I don't know. 7. 7. Minus 7. What's 100 minus 7? So it'd be 1800? 18. Wait, what did you say the minutes were? What did you say the minutes were? 50. Roger. Yeah, I can buy 1850.
Ooh. Someone's Someone's asking, what is the gray plastic ring that's zip tied to the back of the crate on the porch? Is that like a Wi-Fi connection to the gas tights? What are they referring to?
I think they are talking about the witch's
Oh yeah,
hat
this
stuff.
is the.
Oh, that is our gas tights, is it? That,
No, it's
no?
a witch's
Oh,
hat.
no.
Yeah, so those little rings that are tied together there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
That-
that's what he's referring
that's what
to.
we're asking about?
The gray plastic ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
Zip-tied.
they're powered. There's just it's like an induction system. So the idea is that, well, this is a misuse of it. If you're going to do this to it, you should just make a cable. But the idea is that you put the one that goes back to the sub side on a kind of a cone or something like that. And then you take the other one, and when you want to use it, you lay the ring down over it, and then you get the induction so that it works that way. And then the idea is that you can have all these different gas tights and change them out.
Oh.
But you see, the size of the gas tights is the limiting factor of these things. So we only have two.
We can't really put many down, can we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since we only have two, it's just safer to lash it all together.
Oh. Interesting. Not have known that.
Oh.
Learn something new every day.
Do you want to look at the pump, the action? Trevor wanted it on that. It's dealer's choice.
Oh, the res gauge?
Well, he wanted it on the pump, but since we're coming up to the surface, I might as well have both in picture.
Doesn't matter.
Ooh. Was our sail to Endeavour site as bad as it looked online?
Yes.
It got pretty rough. I still say it wasn't as bad as our previous sail when we left from Endeavour originally. I think that was worse.
We were just rocking a different direction.
Yeah.
Depends if you want to roll out of your bed or if you just want to get rocked to sleep, kind of go airborne.
Depends on what direction your bed is facing, doesn't it?
That's true.
Yeah.
Mine's
or
thwartship.
what
Oh, yeah.
direction or what
Yeah, you were
direction you're
rolling on this
facing on
last
your
one.
bed.
Yeah.
Or what direction you're facing on your bed. If you're next to the rail that can protect you from falling off head first, that's probably the best position to be in.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
I don't think I have a rail on my bed.
You don't have a rail? Are you on the top bunk?
Oh, yeah.
No rail?
No rail.
Really?
Just floor.
Just a straight drop to the There's a rail, but I'm sleeping with my feet at the rail, so my upper body was slightly falling off at different points of the night.
I mean, it's not like we're in significant danger of rolling out, but it's enough to wake you up and make you think about your life a little bit.
I am wondering if I'll get dock rock this time.
Dock rock, is that when you're getting your sea legs back when you're on?
No, when you get on land and you
When you
need
get
to
on
get your land
land.
legs
Getting,
back.
sorry, getting
Yeah.
your sea legs off and getting your land legs back.
It's, yeah, you
It's
kind of
gonna
have
be
to
bad.
cope with not having the rocking constantly and being still. So you tend to, you'll see people like sailors, they'll like kind of rock back and forth a little to like ease between.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine that's going to take a few days at least to get back to normal.
I always think it's funny, though, when we're in port and we're all standing together and we've kind of synced up to the same ship motion, so everyone's swaying the same just while we're standing out talking to people.
I guarantee I'll be holding on to the walls, whatever shower that I'm in when I get back on land.
Yeah, I always feel it when especially like the first night I'm sleeping in my own bed. I feel like I'm still rocking.
Yeah. We're almost there. We are at 295 meters, working our ascent back up to the ship. We are still here at the Endeavour field, just wrapping up another incredible dive that involved setting up various instrumentation on the seafloor, deploying some, and actually sending some instruments back up to the surface as well. Installed a camera, we took some biological and geological samples. A lot of different tasks were accomplished on this mission, and we'll do a quick little on deck checkup and then prep for the next dive, which will be going on about midnight, I believe. We're still on track, depending on weather and depending on whatever items we still have left to accomplish, but we'll be back in the water again not too long from now. Is anybody interested in some gummy candies?
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
I'm all right, thank you.
Okay. The Haribo Tang Fastix, sour and sweet. to Jack from Carbondale in regards to your question about Herc and Argus. Yes, Herc and Argus do go out in tandem with one another. If you ever look at the views on channel 1 and channel 2, Argus view is always above from Hercules. Argus acts as our eyes in the sky, enabling us to see what's going down at the sea floor or whatever location that Hercules is at. Argus is attached to the Nautilus by a long fiber optic steel armored cable, and Hercules is then attached to Argus, I believe by a 36-meter yellow cable that you sometimes see there in their view if you're ever looking at the Argus camera that's hovering above our Hercules. And that helps, that's obviously our fiber optic connection that passes on that power to Hercules. And yeah, they're usually always in tandem to each other. And said earlier, Hercules can dive up to depths of about 4,000 meters. And so that tethered cable from the ship is about that length, I believe about 4,200 meters as far as that total length, equivalent to the diving capabilities of Hercules. But they go out in tandem to each other. And when we come back up, like we are right now in our ascent, you will see them floating back up in unison as well. And Hercules will come up first, and when we get to the channel 3 feed, you'll see us pulling Hercules back up on deck, followed by Argus back on deck.
You got that backwards.
Argus, Argus first. Argus
yeah.
first. And then we bring up Hercules, because we have to maneuver the boats, or maneuver the ship around in order to be able to get Hercules to the side. And we bring Hercules up with our side crane.
But did you know that Argus can be used independent of Herc?
Yes, yes. And what occasions do we use Argus on its own?
I think it was used last year as like a, or maybe it was deferred to this year, as like to do like optical modem stuff with another vehicle that has like hybrid AUV ROV capabilities. But I've never used it independent of it. I just know that it can be.
Mm.
Well, we used to use it for side scan too, right?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has side scan on it. We used it last year to look for the Simone Clipper.
Mm.
So what's the advantage of sending Argus down with the side scan versus sending them both down?
I would imagine maybe if you don't need Herc, you're not doing sampling or you don't need video, you can cover more ground with just Argus.
Speed.
Speed?
Speed.
Need for speed?
You can't have Herc down there going as, I don't remember what we were towing at, but Herc doesn't go that fast anyway, and it's just in the way. Yeah. Chris, do you know offhand what side scan speeds are for like what we do on here with Argus?
Thanks, George.
George says 5-6 knots, but I don't know if he's being facetious or not. It's kind of hard to tell.
Sounds right, because
That fast?
the layback is really laid back.
All right.
Yeah, I'd say that.
That's,
I'd believe him.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, so that's beyond Herc's.
Beyond Herc's
safe
speed
speed to work at.
capabilities.
So is side scan something that then we pull up and get data off of afterwards, or do we get it in real time?
You get something in real time, but it's pretty messy. I think they can clean it up and post-process it and get a better product out of it, I think. But we could see it in real time for sure.
Okay.
They appear to be having a dance-off on the deck.
I know, I was noticing that too.
These are the new moves for all the different roles out there.
Oh,
Is that their warm-up to make sure they're ready for,
you gotta
for pulling everything in?
You hook. You tug. No, yeah. You hook. You tug. You daisy chain.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then
other
they
one
do
is
it in
pole-
multiples.
oh
Hook.
boy,
What's the new
What?
one?
there's the new role out there. It's like the dish pit roll or something. Like the entry level on there is pole. Well,
Oh, the pole
pole
boy.
boy because
Pole boy.
Tim's been doing it, but it's pole person. Have to take the boat hooks back.
What's the move for it?
I'm sure we'll see it.
Like, what's the move? Because they hook, they
Yeah. Well,
tug, daisy chain, pull.
yeah, you might see them do it. I'm not going to do it here.
They're having too much fun.
You feel like switching a
Oh, they've
launch
got
recover mode?
Sure.
We're doing it. Salvo switched.
Oh, look, now they have a
tap
dance.
dance.
That's new.
Oh, look at Tim go.
Can we get that feed on deck? We want to show some dance moves.
I had been. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Last 100 meters on our ascent back up. This is a really deep, insightful question. That'll probably end us right.
We're about to do a handover. Just FYI.
Oh, yeah.
Those A-frame lights are too much.
Yeah.
Getting close to our ascent here at the top, so we'll be handing this over real shortly to get our ROVs back on deck, so hold on tight.
Okay, I'm all set at 75.
All right, I'll stop.
Loud and clear, Mark.
We're at 75 meters. Are we okay to continue up?
Roger.
Control van is ready.
Bridge main deck, radio check. Loud and clear, Mark. We okay to recover? Yes, please proceed. So it's coming up.
Hey, Ed, could we switch channel 3 to the aft cam so that the loggers on shore can see when Herc gets on deck, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mike, do you want to stop the mesos and the sea prints?
Yeah, you can stop then.
Chris, you mind doing that for me? Thank you.